Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. And today, that music in question is coming right from the Drive-By Truckers. We're going to be listening to the songs Outfit, Heathens, and Marry Me. And for all three of these tracks today, we're going to be doing a deep dive lyrical analysis as well to come away with a better understanding. Because as we know with the Drive-By Truckers, their music not only is very fun to listen to melodically, but lyrically as well. And I feel like their lyrics oftentimes tell a very profound story in a poetic but also very grounded manner. So I'm excited to find out for myself today. But before diving in, a big thank you to Gila the Resonant for making this donation request. I really appreciate it, and it helps guide the direction for reactions I do over here. But now, let's just jump in. We'll start with Outfit.
I just sit and play at my house, but it wouldn't be the same. I'd just be sitting there playing that song. Might be so weird. It would get real weird. My wife would be like, "What the hell are you doing? Have you started drinking?"
I started drinking. He's got jokes.
It's Father's Day. It's Father's Day.
2014. So maybe this song is about his father? We'll see. Outfit.
My dad is here. I've not seen him yet, but I know he's here.
Okay.
I want to do this for my dad, and also, not a single person yelled out "play Outfit" yet all night. I'm sure you guys don't get that shit anymore, but I still get it every single night. Usually what I say is, and this is the truth, this is what I say. I say, I love that song. I was sitting in the dressing room playing that song before I came out here, and I walked around all day listening to it in my headphones. I love that song. But I never play it right after somebody yells out for it.
That's funny.
It works more often than not, you know.
It's the reverse psychology.
You can make the choice, sir. You can hear it, or you can hear yourself holler it all. But I do love this song. My dad likes this song, and I love my dad. Happy Father's Day.
So it's a father's choice. So this song is going to be from the perspective of the father, is now what I'm hearing. In my yard till you're 23. He said, till me and your mama made you in the back. I gotta go back. Wow, so it's the car symbolizing the history of the family. quickly the life lessons from the father are being given to the son in this grounded but again poetic way. I love how he uses, I wish there was a better way to describe this, but instead of like really diving into the world of like artistic poetry, like where it feels a little bit more like embellished, everything that he's communicating in this lesson can just be found in the day-to-day objects and activities and conversations that one might have. It's very applicable and real. It's right there in front of you. It's like the best way to teach is through application and example.
5 years in the same foreign town they call industrial park, and I worked hospital maintenance, took classes at tech school, memorized Frigidaire car. But I got to missing you, and I got to missing you too. So I went back to paying for my old man, and I guess that's why I need you. So don't let them tell you who you are, boy, and don't try to be who you ain't. Don't let me catch you in candy with a bucket of wealthy man's pain.
Wow.
And don't call what you're wearing an outfit. Don't ever say your car is broke. No, sing with a fake British accent. Son, don't act like
Fake British accent. Maybe there's a story behind that.
have fun, stay clear of the needle. Call home on your sister's birthday. Don't tell them you're bigger than Jesus, and don't give it away. Don't give it away.
Oh, here we go. A bit of a lead part. Ah. You know, all you really need is 3 acoustic guitars, a voice, and a story to tell. Man, I really appreciate Jason Isbell's songwriting because the songs themselves are simple from a melodic standpoint, from a chord progression standpoint, but the real meat of everything comes in the story that he tells. And as humans, we love stories. As Sohum, we certainly love stories. It's one of the reasons why I really have a fun time doing these drive-by trucker reactions. So let's jump into the story of this track. Also, I can totally get why the father would like to hear this song, because it's exactly what the father might say to his son. He starts, "You want to grow up to paint houses like me. Trailer in my yard till you're 23. You want to be old after 42 years. Just keep dropping the hammer and grinding the gears." Right? The father is framing what the child wants. He sees that you just want to grow up to be just like your dad, so here's the way to do it. Just keep dropping the hammer, keep grinding away. You'll get there in no time. Just follow that path. And then he describes the start of their family, right? With the Mustang, a 302 Mach 1 in green. Me and your mama made you in the back, and I sold you to buy her a ring. I mean, right there in those two lines, there is so much history. I just love how one object, one car, tells the story of how this family came to be. Truly, it's remarkable because you may buy a car for a great number of reasons, and I'll actually need to Google this real quick to see what it truly looks like. Okay, like I can imagine a car like this as a man, you're buying it to show off because you think it's so cool. Maybe it's fast. Like I personally am unfamiliar with this car, but you buy this car, why? Because you love it, you think it's cool, but once you have the child, you realize what's more important. Not the car, it's keeping this family together. So it's, to use the term vehicle, it's a vehicle for love. And I learned not to say much of nothing, so I figured you already know. But in case you don't, or maybe forgot, I'll lay it out real nice and slow. So let me tell you the story here. Let me tell you the lesson. Don't call what you're wearing an outfit. Don't ever say your car is broke. Don't worry about losing your accent. A southern man tells better jokes. Don't qualify yourself to anybody else. Don't reformulate who you are to appease others. Just be your loving self. Be who you are. Stay true to you and your family and the things you hold dear. Because it's better to be who you are than to be anything else. So have fun. Stay clear of the needle. Like don't do drugs. Call home on your sister's birthday. Don't tell them you're bigger than Jesus. Don't give it away. You don't have to espouse your own virtue to everybody else either. Just because you have this value system ingrained in you doesn't mean you have to kind of mouth off about it everywhere else and kind of virtue signal and make others feel some kind of way about it. Just live your life and lead by example. And if people are interested, then you can share your story. But again, be who you are. And the father in this story, storytelling, he's very good at painting the example and then refocusing it to the true lesson. 5 years in St. Florian Foundry, they call it Industrial Park, then hospital maintenance and tech school just to memorize frigadier parts. Not sure what that means. But clearly the dad now, he's working, trying to make a living to sustain this family. He's at the industrial park now. But I got to missing your mama and I got to missing you too. And I went back to painting for my old man, and I guess that's what I'll always do. So he had to go off to make some money, but realized it's more important that I be here with my family, and I won't change who I am. I won't venture off because I feel like my true self when I'm home with you all, when I'm following in my father's footsteps and leading this life and being together, because that's what it's all about. You don't need an infinite amount of material goods and wealth. It doesn't matter, because what purpose does it serve if you can't share it with those you love? So don't let them take what you are, boy, and don't try to be who you ain't, and don't let me catch you in Kendall with a bucket of a wealthy man's paint. It better be your father's bucket of paint. Just be who you are. Don't let him take who you are. That line there is like, I guess, the kind of crux of the message of the lesson being told here. Always be yourself. Don't sacrifice, don't relinquish, don't acquiesce who you are. And he doesn't necessarily explain why you should be doing that, but he explains that you shouldn't do that, and if you want to follow in my footsteps, then do so. Don't sacrifice yourself. And then I think we get the last bit of repetition here, followed by don't give it away, which almost, kind of feels to me like it's framed as a bit of a family secret. But part of not giving it away is, again, that value of just doing what you're going to be doing. You don't need to reveal all of your dirty secrets, in this case, very valuable secrets and values about how to live life. But you don't have to derive ego from that as well. Satisfaction shouldn't be from having the value. It should be from just enacting the value and living your life in a satisfactory way, one that holds family in high regard. Beautiful song to start it off. Let's jump into Heathens.
I don't even have to tell you the name of the song. Y'all just know it. This song is called...
I could tell by the two notes he played.
I hope y'all are having as much fun as I am. So where's Terry? Where are you, Terry? Where are they looking? You get a good seat? Okay, there you are. This song's called Heathens. Can I get a little bit more of this guitar in here? My monitor? Just a little bit more, thank you.
Notice how the acoustic guitar melody here being played by Patterson, it's filling up even more of the mix than we heard previously in Outfit, because in the pretty much like the first like 80% of Outfit was all just simply acoustic guitar chords that are being strummed out. Here there's a bit more finger style, a bit more of a melodic pattern that as a player makes it a lot harder to sing or tell your story while maintaining that flow and polyrhythm. And he's doing so where even the acoustic guitar can sometimes overtake his voice in terms of decibel. So it's just something to pay attention to when you hear acoustic guitar players as they sing and create these melodies in their right hand while they sing. It's very complicated. Pa, we just ain't no good is another reference to one's father. Interesting. Talking about the baby?
You tell me that it's getting just a little bit tight. Ain't the first time I've been outgrown. And I'm gonna push a little harder. She ain't ready till the rods are thrown. I'll walk away.
okay, maybe I'm misinterpreting what's happening in this story, and we'll take a look in the lyrics, but it seems like the mother gave birth to the child who ended up being the son in this story, but the mom didn't make it through labor, and now the son and the father are just living as heathens together. Is that it? I'm not sure. Referencing the truck in the beginning and being in the ditch. Wow. And this is like acoustic sensory overload here. Interesting. I'm my brain is immediately like, what are the lyrics in this? Let's focus on that and figure out the true nature of the story, because I think I have it sort of, but now part of my thinking is that the mom did not pass away, and it's more about their relationship kind of falling apart at the seams after the birth of their child. But we'll see if we can arrive at either of those conclusions in a logical way. So we start, something about the wrinkle in your forehead tells me there's a fit about to get thrown. I mean, right away, if you just tell from one single wrinkle, that means you've had so many arguments with this person that even the slightest hint of, the slightest little deviation in their body language is indicative of the fight that's to come. I can even think of the example with my family. I can tell, like, whenever I'm about to get interrupted in conversation, when there's like that little breath that's like starts forming, that's just a tad bit louder, and I'm still talking, and then I get interrupted. So I will, in the middle of the convo, as I hear that breath get taken in, I'll say, let me finish. And then the breath will kind of relax again. But these little indicators tell you how much time has passed, how many arguments have been had. If we get the van out of the ditch before morning, ain't nobody got to know about what I done. So I'm not sure exactly what the situation was here that brought the van into the ditch, and I'm assuming the van in the ditch is more of a metaphor rather than something literal here. But if someone messed up in the convo, or messed up just in the relationship, bringing the car into the ditch, if I can quickly repair the situation, pull it out, maybe nobody knows what I did and I'll get away with it. But oftentimes you'll find the scratches, right? And I never hear a single word you say. When you tell me not to have my fun, it's the same old shit that I ain't gonna take off anyone. So I'm not gonna be told what to do, how to behave. It's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna stay as I am, grounded in myself, and even if I'm making mistakes, I don't care because I'm going to be unchanged, even by the things that you may say to me in the arguments we may have. And it doesn't have to be arguments, it can just be cordial discussions. But we'll see where it goes. I don't need to be forgiven, but then people in the neighborhood, when we first hooked up, you looked me in the eye and you said, "Pa, we just ain't no good." So I don't care how my actions are affecting others. And you said, "Pa, we just ain't no good." The child is now realizing that maybe we as a family are the problem causing all of this commotion. And if we do take the literal sense of the truck in the ditch, well, if you were able to remove it in time, nobody's going to know that you affected it, affected that ditch, affected your car. But if they see it, then they'll know you're no good and you're constantly a family of trouble. We were heathens in their eyes at the time. I guess I'm just a heathen still. And I never have repented from the wrongs that they say I have done. I've done what I feel. So once again, the external world is criticizing the behavior of this individual, but they're not willing to stomach it. They're not willing to take that in. So even though they say that I've done many wrongs, I don't care. I'm a heathen. I'll live like that. That's okay. I've accepted myself. It was a difficult delivery. Now it's growing up mean and strong. So I think this literally refers to childbirth here, and the child now becoming mean and strong. When you tell me that it's getting just a little bit tight, ain't the first time I've been outgrown, and I'm going to push a little harder. She ain't revived till the rods are thrown, I'll walk away. This is the line here that made me think that she literally passed away. But maybe it's like more symbolic of like the relationship being thrown away, or that the positive impact they could possibly have on their child. Because if the father is completely set in his ways, unable to accept mistakes or take accountability, acknowledge the wrongs that they may have caused, then the child is just going to grow up as a worse version of that, and the mom dies inside. Ain't the first time I've been outgrown, and I'm going to push a little harder. So the father being outgrown by the son, because the son is now meaner and stronger, and we're all heathens together anyways. Like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree is kind of like how I'm taking it. So, and I don't need to be forsaken by you or anybody else. And I think the by you may be referring strictly to the son. And I never had a shortage of people trying to warn me of the dangers I pose to myself. Heathens. Jesus. And these times can take their toll sometimes. And these times can take their toll sometimes. And I know you feel the same way too. It just gets so hard to keep between the ditches when the roads wind the way they do. So I feel like we've sort of like externalized the problem, because in life the roads, they're never linear. They always wind. That's kind of an expectation of the lives we lead, the world we inherit. Nothing is cookie cutter or easy, so our job is to do our best and stay within those lines. We can blame the world for that, but it only really helps you vent rather than ameliorates the situation and straightens out those roads or improves your tack in the way you're able to deal with those winding roads. And these times can take their toll sometimes. Oh, excuse me. And I know you feel the same way too. And maybe this now is a conversation being had between the parents here, because the time that we've spent together, we've both gone through it. We've both seen how things feel, or experienced how things feel. But then the excuse comes again. Also, kind of in the back of my mind, like, the whole idea of this car in the ditch reminds me of what might happen if somebody were to be like a drunk driver, because they continually will like drive into ditches and then like try to fix the situation, and then people outside of the alcoholic's life will call them out and tell them all of the issues that their alcoholism is causing, but then the alcoholic will reject those ideas and suggestions of like going to AA and then blame the road for winding, when in reality the road may be clearer, but it's your decisions as a heathen that are keeping you in the ditch and making the relationship harder to manage in the family. I don't know. I think I took that like several directions. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below. But that's Heathens. Let's jump into the last track of the day. This one is Marry Me.
Let's do something happy. That's on you. Do something happy, Daddy.
So we had Jason Isbell performance, a Patterson Hood performance, maybe a Mike Cooley. Seems like it. Interesting. Oh my god, Jason is going crazy. He just threw that in there casually.
Just another town. There's a fool on every corner, on every street, and everyone. And I'd rather be your fool nowhere than go somewhere and be no one. So marry me,
wow.
sweet thing, won't you marry me?
I love the lyrics in this one. Crushing it.
Every time I leave here, something bad happens to me. Like a busted hand on finding some man laying where I sleep.
Wow.
She don't mean nothing to me. That's just how it goes around here. It's a cartoon town. I played my part and I ain't spoke her name in years. So marry me, sweet thing.
It feels like this man has a very dysfunctional relationship with the townsfolk, but despite all of the craziness, he wants this woman in particular to marry him because it just makes more sense to do it. The world has shown him no other option. This just makes the most sense. We'll dive into the lyrics too, but at a high level, it almost seems like this is a relationship through convenience rather than love itself. It's like this is just the right thing to do in this moment because we are pregnant rather than, you know, love and wanting to be together. Oh yeah, putting some gusto into it. I love it when they sing together. I think something in my brain just clicked with this song. You know, I really like these songs because again, the majority of my focus goes to the lyricism because the singing is already beautiful and we kind of rest in that comfortable place when, you know, we get some moments of like unison singing and harmonies and where they're belting that draw my attention back to the vocals, and then those similar moments happen with the acoustic guitar equivalent, but really the whole enjoyment for me comes from understanding the song and hearing the story. And in a different sense, I love like reverse engineering the meaning as well, because I think there is a little bit of ambiguity as well in this, which, you know, we can try to unpack here. So let's jump into these lyrics. Well, my daddy didn't pull out, but he never apologized. Right? Had the kid never said sorry about not pulling out. Rock and roll means well, but it can't help telling young boys lies. So at first, I didn't quite understand what this meant. Maybe it was the idea of like listening to rock and roll and the messaging from rock and roll meaning well. But it could also be from the perspective of like a rock star. The idea of being in a band and being a rocker, it means well, but it can't help but to lie to the boys who are aspirational about what rock actually looks like. It could be. Baby on the way is a good enough reason to get you out alive. How can I do this? We'll just do a little smaller font. Get you out without having to swallow any pride. Baby's on the way is a good enough reason to get you out alive. Get you out alive of what? Because why would you use a baby as an excuse to get you out of something unless you didn't want to be a part of that thing originally? Because oftentimes people use having a baby to get out of the relationship, but I don't think that's what he's referring to here. I think it's literally get you out alive of rock and roll. So I no longer want to be a part of this world, maybe this band, and I don't even have to swallow my pride of just leaving outright because I have a good excuse in my child. All my friends are restless. All they do is talk it down. 2 or 8 lanes, it don't matter. It's just another town. There's a fool on every corner, on every street, in every one, and I'd rather be your fool nowhere than go somewhere and be no one's. So actually what I said earlier about this song not really being about love, I think it's it's half right, half wrong. Because the song, it's almost like the baby's an excuse to get out of the band, and marriage is going to be a consequence of wanting to get out of the band and doing the right thing. But he also happens to love this woman too. You know, you see what I'm saying? It's a bit of both rather than being one or the other completely. Because the friends want him to stay, but he doesn't really care. It's all the same at the end of the day. There's fools everywhere, and I would just rather be with someone I care for and love and have this family. So marry me, sweet thing, won't you marry me? Your mama thinks I beat anything she's ever seen. Well, this old town's all right with me. There's nowhere I'd rather be. Long as they stay mad at one another, they cannot get mad at me. I'm not sure what this line means. I can't tell if this is something to do with like domestic violence or speaking to his character and being able to like overcome difficult circumstances. But it could be either a vote of confidence or the exact opposite. I'm unsure. Every time I leave here, something bad happens to me. Like a busted hand or finding some man laying where I sleep. Yeah, this is when I thought there was like some kind of cheating happening. Because when I leave you and go into other relationships, other environments where you're not there, things in my life end up worse. But when you're in my life and when I'm with you, life is better. So I'm just going to do the logical thing here and be with you. That's why part of it is like, is this love or is this like just a logical decision? And love can be a logical decision, but there's less emotion in this than you would expect from like being in a loving relationship. She don't mean nothing to me. That's just how it goes around here. It's a cartoon town. I played my part and I ain't spoke her name in years. So talking about his ex, I'm assuming. But she doesn't mean anything to me anymore. So marry me, sweet thing, won't you marry me? I think we get the repetition here. I don't want anything I'd done to be nobody's fault. Part of the difficulty here is like when there's double negatives, I don't actually know if they're implying the other thing or if they're taking the double negatives literally. That's just more of an artifact of I think the different like colloquial sayings in different parts of the US. But I'll do my best to interpret this. So I don't want anything I've done to be nobody's fault. Like I don't want anybody else to suffer because of my actions. Even if they got more money and mouth than they got balls. That's just how it went down. Right or wrong, it's just that way. And just because I don't run my mouth don't mean I got nothing to say. So this person, they're very virtuous. They don't care if other people are slandering them or have more money than him. He is just going to keep quiet, do what he thinks is right, and be true to himself and marry this woman, stay with her in the family. So marry me, sweet thing, won't you marry me? Your mama thinks I beat anything she's ever seen. This whole town's all right with me. There's nowhere I'd rather be. Long as they stay mad at one another, well, they can't get mad at me. So marry me, sweet thing, won't you marry me? Marry me, sweet thing, won't you marry me? It's so wholesome that I actually think at the very end it becomes more about love. But again, a big part of that song to me seems like he's trying to avoid the circumstances that he's found himself in or of the town and just not deal with the headache of the outside world and be at peace in a loving relationship where they're starting a family and you can just focus one's full attention to it. And I think the story has borne itself out into the real world several millions and billions of times where the family gets formed, they're pregnant, and then the father realizes like, man, the life that I'm living right now, it's not leading to anything fruitful. And if I'm going to take true responsibility for my family, keep them safe, protected, sheltered, fed, I'm going to have to change tack. I'm going to have to move in a direction that may be counter to the current environments that I inhabit, that may defy what my current friend group wants of me. And this is a very hard thing to do, is kind of make the active decision to step away from the world that you know And, having a baby is a pretty good excuse to do that, but it's still hard. But at least it can be written off more easily by others. If you were to just straight up say to your friend group, hey, I don't want to hang out with you guys anymore because I feel like there's a better direction for me in my life, they would look at you like you're crazy, like you hate them, and they would blame you. They would think you're the bad person. And maybe that's an okay thing for you to stomach anyways, despite whether you have a child or not. But obviously we don't necessarily want to feel that level of animosity from our friend group. If we can find a more, I guess, casual way to bow out of it, it's almost like you're ghosting the relationship, but very slowly. That seems to be a bit of what's happening here. And marrying her is the surefire way to change direction entirely, and probably for the better. But that's at least my interpretation. Again, for all three of these tracks, let me know what you think about my interpretations and these songs in general. I really have a good time analyzing the Drive-By Truckers. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction as well. If you did and would like to make a request yourself, you can always do so by clicking the first link down below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.